What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby. Ugh. You think I'm like, shocked by it, so I'm up here bashing it because I don't like gay people? I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Serious crap. I'm sick of being social engineered. It's not funny. Your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. Your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. My children aren't going hungry. I'll do it. I'll drink your blood. And I'm starting to think about having to eat my neighbors. You think I like size it up? I'm gonna haul him up by chain. Chop his ass up, size it up. I'm gonna haul him up by chain. Chop, 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 chop. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. I'll barbecue your ass flat. I will cook your ass up so fast, and I'll tell them, well, I killed a cow out back, baby. You think Christ would eat somebody? He would never do that. I will. I'm ready to hang them up, gut them and skin them and chop them up. You know what? I'm ready. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. That's why I want the globalists to know. I will eat your ass first. I swear to God, if it's the last thing I do, I'm going to get my hands around your throat.
All right. What is up, everybody? Let me get my camera right. Noble Comics here. Going to do a short stream today. New comic came out. A few other kind of news stuff I want to talk about while I'm here. Let's do this. All right. Let's get stuff shared. There we go. So, second graphic novel is out now, The Displacer. Noble Comics presents The Displacer graphic novel on Indiegogo, asking for $1,000. We're about a quarter of the way there so far. We are just over a week in. If you haven't got it yet, definitely go ahead and grab a copy. You're going to love it. And if you signed up early, make sure that you use the link that I emailed you, and I'll be sending emails out again towards the end of the campaign to get the secret perk to get you $5 off the comic and save you a bit of money. If you're unfamiliar with the comic, you can look through it here. Basically, you have this character, the Displacer. He appears wherever he's needed. He has a supernatural ability. Nobody really knows where it comes from, but there's a group of people who have this ability, and he's one of the best. And he gets transported because as a Displacer, you get teleported wherever you're needed. And then in order to get transported back home, you have to complete whatever task that you were sent to do. You never know what's going to happen. It's not telegraphed ahead of time. It's just instant. You disappear and appear somewhere else. And the problem you have to solve isn't always obvious, even though it usually is. You solve the problem, you get taken back home. So this guy's been doing it for a while, and he gets transported to this little small town, very eerie, very strange, and he needs to figure out basically why he's there and how to get back home, except it's not really that obvious. He does find out that a woman there recently had disappeared and had been found. So she is back. That's really the only info he has. Whenever he goes to talk to her and the family, something's definitely off. He can tell, but he doesn't really quite know what's going on. And these panels here just kind of talk about the origins that I just went over, about where the powers come from. You can pause and read that at any time. But definitely check out the book. He needs to obviously solve this problem to get home, figure out what's going on. But also, during all this, and while this is happening, he starts to have these demonic visions, and his reality gets a little bit altered. So he doesn't really know what's real and what's not. And it's kind of driving him a little bit crazy. So now he's definitely on a timetable where he needs to get this thing figured out so that he can get home and just get away from all the craziness that's going on. But yeah, there's tears here. Here's the book. It's a little over 60 pages. You can get the Displacer badge that they all carry, goes with it. You can get the pack that comes with the badge, bookmark, book, sticker, trading card. Talks more about the story here in a little bit more detail. Shows a few pages from the story here that you might like, and then some imagery here of some of the visions that he has. Definitely check it out if you have not yet. Alrighty. So just wanted to get on, I guess primarily just to make a stream letting everybody know that the book is available. Make sure you go check it out. It's going to be awesome. Right now I've got it estimated to be in April. The book right now, I think I've only got 2 or 3 pages that have not been submitted in any form. I've got 2 that were just submitted to me today that are like outlined. They're not complete pages, but so all in all, I've probably got like 5 pages left to go, and then there's going to be a coloring change. So those pages you saw there are the old coloring. We're going to get some new coloring, kind of redo it, make it look a little bit better. Maybe a little bit darker, add some more contrast in there, a little less flat. So we're going to do some new coloring on it, and then after that, really just going to send it to print. I've got most of the accessories here. I've already got the posters. I've already got the stickers. The badges are on the way. The bookmarks are on the way. The trading cards are not on the way yet, but they're in the process of getting here. So everything's pretty much on its way. So I hope to have the book to you before April, but just judging based on what happened with Cardinal 1, I just barely got it out in time. So with this book, I'm trying to hopefully give myself a little bit more time to get these out to you. But definitely check it out if you haven't already. Otherwise, different stuff I wanted to talk about. First off, I've been having a ton of fun with the Midjourney AI thing. I don't know if you guys have been messing around with that, but it's Midjourney. It's free to use for like 20 images, but it's AI generated images, AI generated art. It's pretty sweet. I put some stuff on Twitter of some of the stuff that I made, some of my favorites. So I got here. This was supposed to be Baby Yoda with Sharingan eyes. The AI doesn't quite know how to make Sharingan eyes because it's just stealing the pattern of like 50 different looking Sharingans throughout Naruto. So just kind of, it's got the gist right. It's black and red, but it's got, ways to go. I had some art here that I specifically, when you're doing this, you lay out what you want. I think I put like a knight with a horned helmet in chains, something like that. Then I put Frank Frazetta as the art style. So it's spitting out some extremely Frazetta looking art, which is pretty sweet. And then just some other images that I created that I thought were pretty sweet. Really like this one, a little fire and brimstone type action. So oh, it's pretty sweet. I'm gonna mess around with it for a little bit. It'd be cool if you could make a AI generated comic. I don't think the art is there yet, but I definitely think that at least for backgrounds, you could definitely use it. Or just like instead of drawing like a castle on a hill, you could just generate that, drawing the characters walking up to it, whatever, if you really wanted to. Other comic news going on right now. Obviously, there's the whole She-Hulk thing, like the whole twerking thing with Megan Thee Stallion. I don't really care about it. I don't want She-Hulk. I don't really know anybody who does. Plus, it's already been like talked about to death. There's been defenders of it that are like, oh, it's just goofy and funny. It's a comedy show. And there's been other people who've been like, no, it's just retarded. Why would you do that? It's so stupid, so cringy. And look, I get it. It's a kid's show. Well, is it a kid's show? I don't know. The whole show's cringe, and everybody knew it was going to be. But look, I get people who are like, oh, just let people enjoy things, and just like, oh, it's supposed to be a goofy show, it's supposed to be goofy, but come on, man. The whole, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to show it to you here. I'll hide your eyes from it. But it's horrendous. It's hideous. It's extremely cringy, and it's just like it makes you realize, like, wow, this is where we're at as far as Marvel comics go. Because look, Phase 4 sucked. Everybody kind of knows that inherently. There's a few good movies along the way, like Spider-Man's really like the only one that I can think of off the top of my head. But like Eternals, Shang-Chi, Black Widow, uh, no good. All of those kind of sucked. I went and saw Shang-Chi expecting it to be pretty good, just because I thought they were going to do more of a martial arts based superhero movie, which sounded pretty awesome. Martial arts was better, but it was still by no means good. So all those shows kind of sucked, or all those movies kind of sucked. All the shows since have kind of sucked. I haven't watched a Marvel TV show that I've actually liked. Moon Knight I was the most hyped for, just because uh, I've been a Moon Knight fan for a while. So I was most hyped for that one. That show kind of sucked as well, which I don't like. So they kind of screwed me there. I stopped watching it. I never finished the show. I stopped watching it. But they being Disney/Marvel, did show like their plans for Phase 5 and then some hints about Phase 6. So I wanted to at least go over some of these and give just a brief opinion on these things and what I expect. So you got Ant-Man 3 Quantumania. My guess is that it's going to be fine. Ant-Man 1 was fine. Ant-Man 2 was pretty bad. It had a terrible villain. But it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was a bad movie. It's very forgettable. And if I'm not mistaken, and I might be, I think they're going to do some stuff with Kang, the Conqueror, in there. I know he's already been introduced, but I think he's going to play at least some sort of role in a movie there first. I might be wrong about that. Secret Invasion, the movie? No. Disney Plus show. I see that there. Secret Invasion Disney Plus show. Look, the Disney Plus shows are all bad. I know some people out there will say that Loki was good, or that Scarlet Witch show, that WandaVision was good. And it's like there may have been good scenes or whatever, but they're not good shows. They're like, I don't know, garbage. They're not good. So Secret Invasion is probably going to be bad. Plus how they've handled it so far. I didn't like it in Captain Marvel. I think the fact that Nick Fury's a Skrull is interesting. They haven't done anything with it since. I don't have high hopes for it. Guardians 3. The first Guardians movie was good. I really liked the second one. The third one is probably going to be fine. My guess is it's going to be good. Probably make $1 billion. I don't know. It'll probably be good. Echo Disney Plus show. I think that's a tie-in to Daredevil. I don't know. Is that like? I don't know. What is Echo? Should I just look it up real quick? I won't. But I know that's some sort of Daredevil tie-in. If Daredevil's in it, he'll probably be the best part of the show. I don't know much else about the show. I did not go into this with a ton of information. So that one could be really good. Could be not. My gut tells me that this is going to somehow be tied to that like 2015 to, what was it, like 2019 Daredevil series. So my gut tells me. If that's the case, it'll probably be pretty good. We'll see. Loki season 2, probably going to be bad because I didn't watch much of the first season of Loki. What I did watch, I didn't like. So probably going to be bad. Blade. I don't think Mahershala Ali is a good Blade. I forget who the other dude was. I forget his name. But he was the dude who they were basing the character likeness off in the most recent Blade comic a few years ago, because they really wanted him to play Blade. And they didn't, because Mahershala Ali was just, if you remember the story, he just told Kevin Feige, like, hey, I want to play Blade. And Kevin Feige was like, okay, and just gave him the role. We'll see if it's any good. My gut tells me no. And it's probably going to be PG-13. It's probably not going to be good. Ironheart series, I know, is going to be trash. Just because the character's trash, the comic's trash. The Marvels, I almost missed that. Captain Marvel 2, that's going to be maybe the worst Marvel movie ever made. Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel in the same movie. That's going to be horrendous. That's going to be so bad. Oh my gosh. And they're really going to do it too. We'll see how well that does when it's not smashed between Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. Because that definitely gave Captain Marvel a boost in like box office and everything like that. So that movie's going to be so bad. It's going to be great. The Agatha Christie show, again, like this stuff is just like, it is so, what's even the word? I don't even have an opinion. It's such a nothing show. It's going to be bad. Like there's nothing about that that's going to be. There's nothing about the Agatha Christie. Is that Agatha Christie? It's not Agatha Christie. About the Agatha villain from Scarlet Witch, not the mystery novel writer. That there's nothing about that show that people are going to say, "Whoa, that's a really good show." Like, oh man, that was really good. Like, not an actual person. If you're like an NPC whose life revolves around Starbucks, Marvel, Funko Pops, and Harry Potter, it's probably going to be Citizen Kane. It's probably going to be the new Game of Thrones for you. But to an average person, it's probably going to be like a 4 or a 5 out of 10. Daredevil, Born Again. I'm so skeptical about this show. As much as I want Daredevil to come back. The Daredevil Netflix series was really good. It may have been kind of boring at times. Like I think some of those episodes are way too long and stretched out. But as a show, it's probably the best superhero TV show ever. Probably. So I guess maybe like The Boys or something like that now might be better. But as far as like a mainstream superhero show goes, Daredevil's the best. Now that Disney has a hold of it, I'm afraid they're going to tone it down to a PG-13 show, which is obviously going to suck. But they got. I am glad that they got the actual cast back. I was kind of afraid that they wouldn't, and that they would try and recast Daredevil and Kingpin and all these characters. But I'm going to hold out hope that it's going to be good. Hopefully, Disney kind of takes their hands off of it and lets the show go the way it's been going. But we'll see. And then we've got Captain America New World Order. And look, that sounds really cool. It sounds to me, as a regular person, and slightly a conspiracy guy, maybe major a conspiracy guy, it sounds to me like that would be Captain America taking on, like, the swamp, taking on, like, the freaking Klaus Schwab, and taking on, like, all the big guys behind the scenes. Which kind of already happened in Winter Soldier, now that I'm saying that out loud. Yeah, it's like, this should be Captain America, like, taking on the World Economic Forum or something like that, is what that makes you think. What I don't want it to be is the Captain America. God, what was that event? I can't believe I'm blanking on the name. Secret in. It's not. No. It's a Secret something. Where Captain America was a Nazi. And they just rewrote his history that Captain America was really a Nazi the whole time, which was not very well received, obviously. What was that called? Very unprofessional of me. Let's see. Captain America is a Nazi. Okay, it's not even telling me what it's called. Okay, well, you know the one I'm talking about. That's what I feel like that is going to go, that direction. Just because of, first of all, the name being called the New World Order. And just because of how oddly political the the Marvel stuff is. There's zero chance that in a Marvel movie he's going to be taking on like corrupt. Well, he could be taking on corrupt government, but it would be like taking on Donald Trump. That's what he'd be doing. There's no way that they make it to where he's taking on like extreme liberal or socialist propaganda machines that are changing the nation. So, God, I just cannot find what the heck that is called. It's Secret something or Invasion something. That's pretty much all Marvel's naming scheme. It's something like that. I don't know. But that's how I feel like that's going to turn out. So, again, Phase 5 as a whole, probably meh, probably bad, probably good. Don't know. Bad, 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 probably bad, maybe good, probably bad. So Phase 5 doesn't look good, and there's not an Avengers movie through the entirety of Phase 5. And they make up that for having two of them in Phase 6, but all we know about Phase 6 right now is that you've got Fantastic Four, Kang Dynasty, Secret Wars. Fantastic Four, I bet it won't be bad. It can't be much worse than, what was it, 2016's Fantastic Four? So I bet it's probably actually not going to be bad. Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, and they're pushing Kang to be the next big villain, obviously. I never really thought of Kang as that big. I know he is a big deal. I never really thought of him as a Thanos level threat. So again, it could be interesting. I don't know. And then they've got Avengers Secret Wars here. My only problem with that is that there is zero chance that it's going to be as good as the comic. The interesting thing they could do here, though, is if in Secret Wars they brought in like the X-Men. So you'd have like Avengers and all that entails, Spider-Man and everybody, Fantastic Four and the X-Men all in one movie. That'd be cool. That'd probably sell tickets. I'd watch that. I'd give that a watch. So that was Phase 5. Phase 6. And then, that's pretty much all I got to say about that. I think. Yeah. It doesn't look good. Marvel hasn't been able to handle many of the properties well lately. I think after Endgame, they're pretty much done trying anyways. They already made the biggest movie of all time. I really don't care that Avatar got re-released. Avatar is not the biggest movie of all time. It's Avengers Endgame. Avatar is so forgettable and not a good movie and very stupid. It doesn't deserve the title. Endgame does, and it has it. So it feels like they were trying pretty hard up until then. They've already peaked. I don't see a movie that's ever going to be bigger than Endgame for Marvel. I mean, maybe down the line, if they do another like 10 or 20 years of building up to something, maybe, but I really don't see it happening. And since then, it seems like they've branched out a lot more. They're trying to do more genre stuff, which is not bad necessarily. I mean, having a kung fu movie or horror movie that's about superheroes or drama about superheroes and stuff like that is not a bad idea. In fact, I think it's probably a good idea, because if you didn't do that, then all of your movies would just become stale and stagnant, and I think you'd get burnout a lot quicker. However, if you're doing that, you have to do it well, and they are not doing it well. They're taking like surface level genre information and applying it to a superhero movie, following the superhero Marvel formula. And it's very bland and it's very boring. And if they keep doing that going forward, I think they're going to see a massive decline. If you want to do a good genre movie, you absolutely can. I think Logan was a good example of that. Logan didn't feel like a superhero movie, but it was, and it was a really good one. You could easily make a badass superhero movie about, hell, I don't know, like you could do something like Blade Runner 2049, take a sci-fi character and do a sci-fi story. But don't just do, it's the exact same cut and paste Marvel story, except it's got robots in it or whatever. And the huge problem, obviously, is that these movies are all written by committee. There's just a group of people writing each of the scripts, which again, it's like it's necessary because it has to fit with every other movie. But because of that, they all feel samey and stale and just repetitive and stupid. Like, as much as people talked about Black Panther being so great, it was a fine movie. It was as fine as all the other ones. But like Shang-Chi and Black Panther are like the same movie. There's some slight differences, but those two movies feel like the exact same. They're both fine. Probably like Black Panther more, but they're both fine. So that's what that's looking like. Season 6, we don't know a ton of information. Probably going to be better than Season 5. And Season 5 will probably be better than Season 4. Again, as I'm saying that, I'm looking at this and I realize that might not be true. But at least they'll try, maybe. Because, yeah, Phase 4 also had Doctor Strange 2 and Thor 4. And those movies both sucked. So, yeah, that's Phase really sucked. Yeah, I don't know. If you want comics that don't suck, buy my comic. It's not a movie or a TV show. But who knows, one day, maybe it could be. I definitely would like to. But not with $247 in my pocket, I probably can't. So go check it out. Again, Displacer on Indiegogo. Let's hit that $3,000 goal, or that $1,000 goal. About 3 weeks left. And then, like I said, this was going to be a short stream. I just wanted to do one other thing. If you guys have been paying attention to Sam Hyde, who I've been watching for a few years, he's a comedian. He does a lot of like life advice stuff. He's one of he's like a Jordan Peterson, but he's a lot funnier and a lot more ironic and sarcastic. So he's very funny. Been watching his stuff, and then he famously has been wanting to fight Hassan Piker, who's like the big socialist fitness guy on Twitch, but Hassan doesn't want to fight him. And so Sam's been having this campaign to go fight him, and he's been working out and everything, and he got his boxing match with Keemstar's boxing Happy Punch promo thing. And he got his fight, and he won his fight, and so he got a call out, right? That's what you do. If you win, you get to call somebody out. So he does his call out here.
You got anyone?
Before I start playing this, actually, let me make sure I'm sharing my audio. So let's make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, let's do this correctly.
You want to call out in the heavyweight division?
Oh, you know it, lad. You know that, Hassan Piker. I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house.
Or in the ring?
No, in real life. I'm going to stalk him and become obsessed with him and wear his makeup and his dresses and use his skin as a coach like the ancient Irish did.
Well, that's your winner, Sam Hyde!
Ready?
So, Sam Hyde calling out Hassan Piker, saying that he's going to kill him in real life, which is very funny. Hassan's been freaking out. He's been banning everybody in his chat, and I think like off his Reddit. Anybody who's mentioning Sam or Hassan, tilt that. You don't got to watch me watching myself. So that was very funny to watch, obviously. Hassan's been freaking out, and I've seen people like talking about, oh, is that illegal to call somebody out? It's like, okay, one, it's obviously a joke, but two, the funny thing about Sam is that a lot of people can't really tell when he's joking, so it seems legit, which is very funny. And I obviously want to see them fight. Who doesn't? He's been calling them out now for so long. Hassan's got to get in the ring. But Sam saying that he's going to kill him in real life and go to his house is very funny. And he said that before too. He said before that he's going to fight Hassan, even he has to go and drive up to his nice fancy house in LA, wherever he lives, Hollywood. So really excited to hopefully see that happen sometime soon. That's really all I wanted to talk about. Just some generic comic book stuff, the Mid-Journey AI stuff, which is really cool, and I want to mess around with more. Maybe incorporate it into a comic at some point. I kind of have an idea of where that might work in the future, in the next year or two. And then, as always, support the comic book. Go check it out on Indiegogo. The Displacer on Indiegogo. Check it out. And I will see you guys in the next video, I guess. It's kind of all I had for you. So, see you.